Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Super Jim here. Welcome to my high round strategy guide for TranZit on Black Ops 2 Zombies. You may be wondering, what the hell, Super Jim? TranZit's been out for so long, why the hell are you putting up a guide for it now? Well, that's a very good question, and one that I will answer a little bit later in this series, because there is a ton of stuff I'm going to have to explain early on here, so I'm going to concentrate on that to begin with. But suffice to say, I rage quit this map about 6 months ago for pretty good reasons, and now I am back and I'll explain why. Now, starting off in this first area here at the bus station, you want to basically pick up these three parts. That's the first one there, and you want to place them on the buildables table. That will create a turbine, which is an essential piece of equipment for a ton of stuff in this map. There's the second piece right there, and the third piece is the mannequin in the center of the room right here. So this is a pretty basic guide. Most of you people watching this are zombies pros and will know all of this stuff, but this is mainly to show the new people who might have picked up Black Ops 2 at a sale or whatever the case might be, and they want to know what the hell's going on in TranZit. But I want to explain some little tips that might help even some of your more experienced players as well. Now, this particular guide, I'm going to show you how to set yourself up without using the points in the bank. But if you do have points in the bank, obviously it's going to be quicker just to go there, get a ton of points out, and buy all the stuff you need to do without having to waste time building points up. Now, you may want to get quick revive as well. If you've watched any of my high round strategy guides, we're just checking out the magazines here. Why not? But if you want, if you've checked out any of my strategy guides before, you will know I do not use quick revive in them because I like to play the old World at War way, where if you die, it is game over. That's just me. I'm a bit eccentric. Now, one little tip here: you can look through this window to see if the hatch is there for the bus. If it's not, you can restart if you really, really want to get the hatch. But if you place the turbine there, you can basically open both doors at once to get out here without spending points on the barrier. Just to maximize your points early on. You want to get about 3,000 points before you leave this area. And basically, we're going to try and keep a zombie at the end of round 2 here. And then we're going to move on to the next location. And basically, this map was the very first zombies map, I guess not counting Nuketown, that we got after a long, long wait from the original Black Ops. And a lot of us were starved for some new zombies action, not counting custom zombies. And yeah, this map, I don't know, it got mixed reception. And I guess now there's a chance to look back on it with hindsight. Personally, I think there's a lot of things that it was a bit experimental, let's put it that way, but there's a lot of things that are very frustrating in this map that makes it not one of my favorite maps, let's put it that way. But it's better than it used to be, and I'll explain some of the things that got broken in this map. There is a B-23R up there in the bus. Now, if you get on the bus, it will cause it to take off. A little bit quicker than it normally would, but it will take off automatically after a certain period of time if you don't know that. Now we're heading through the tunnel here. Now as you come through this tunnel, you can check out a location for the wonder weapon, the jet gun. And if you look basically in that corner over there, you can see if there's a part right there, and there's also sometimes near a car there and up where those stairs are, which is where I believe it is on this occasion. I'll give you a better look at that a little bit later. So you can keep a zombie out the window. That's really the ideal and safest way to do it when you don't have Jug. If you let him inside the actual bus, it can get problematic if you get double slapped. Let's just put it that way. But it is doable as well. Once we get the ladder, we'll be able to get on top of the bus. There are 3 parts for the bus that you can find. The first one can often be found in that first door that we opened with the turbine. The second part, we're going to show you where to find that by using the turbine to open up another area that you cannot open otherwise, which is just here in this shack here. And in this case, we get the ladder. It will be random parts. There are 4 of these locations. And basically there are 3 parts, so one of them will sometimes have nothing in it. Now this ladder enables you to get on the roof of the bus, and you place it on the back corner here. I'm going to show you where to put it right there. Now you only want to place 2 of these parts that you find on the bus. The third part, the hatch, is much more valuable to use in a different way, which is to get onto the roof of the diner. And there is a really awesome weapon, the Galva Knuckles, that we will get on the roof. So we're going to save the hatch for that once we find the hatch. It's much better just to use the ladder to get onto the roof of the bus. The roof of the bus is an awesome spot to hang out, and you can avoid the zombie, kick the zombie up there with you, much easier than being inside the bus. But you have to watch out, because in 2 or 3 places along the route you can get knocked off by various obstructions that go across the top of the roadway. And they will basically knock off the zombies without killing them. They will respawn if they get knocked off, but they'll also knock you off. Okay, so we are going to jump off here in a second. Where we see there's one of those things you want to duck under that. And once you see the truck, we just saw that back there, you want to basically jump off there if you want to take a shortcut through to town. But on this occasion instead, what we're going to do is we're going to come through here to the farm area. We're going to open up the gate into the farm, and we are going to use the turbine on this room at the back. This is another location where we can get parts for the bus. In this occasion we get the mighty hatch. So we're going to save that, because it's very important that we use that on the diner instead of the bus to get the Galva Knuckles. Okay. Now, if you do put it inside the bus, I would not recommend it. You put it up there, but what that does is it enables you to get onto the roof from inside the bus, which is pretty cool, but not nearly as useful as Galva Knuckles in this map because of the annoying denizens that we have out in the fog. And these Galva Knuckles that we'll get later, we'll be able to knock those off our face much quicker than the Bowie knife, and much quicker than the regular combat knife. Now we'll be coming back to some of these locations, especially this area here at the farm. We're going to spend much of our time in the higher rounds running zombies there. But we're going to keep on heading to the power at this point. Now, an alternative strategy could use, I'll explain while we're traveling here, and that is to go straight through to town from where that truck was just before the farm stop. There's a shortcut there. You can go across the town very quickly and get there, get your points out of the bank if you've got points in the bank, and stuff like that. So we're going through the corn fields here right now. We're heading to where the power switch is, so we can build the power switch and then turn on the power. Now once we turn on the power, that is going to basically spawn in the boss zombie, if you like, the electric zombie in this map, and he will come. Basically, it's not every 5 turns like a lot of the kind of boss rounds are in some zombies maps, like the dog rounds and the monkey rounds. We're going to get this AK-74U here, drop down the toilet here, and we are going to find the secret power location. Here is one of the parts that we'll need. We'll just swap out the hatch temporarily for this, so I can build the power switch. Come up here, and we'll place the power switch on this buildables table here. Okay, now we need to find 2 other parts. There's one here right next to the bench. On this occasion, nice and easy to find. Sometimes it can be on one of the other benches. Can be down here where I'm looking right now. Can be right here. There's another part right there, which is the hand that goes on the switch. We're going to place that there as well. And that will basically finish the power switch. You don't have to build it in any particular order. But before we forget, we're going to go back and grab the hatch. And then we'll turn on the power. Now, once you turn on the power, any zombies that are out there in this room, this circular room, will despawn. And basically, you can place the turbine right next to the roller door to our right here to open it more quickly if you want to get back on the bus before it leaves. Or you can just wait, and after a while, once this thing pops up with the electric zombie, it will open. But you run the risk of missing the bus if you've been too slow building the power switch and turning the power on. Now up here you can build, collect parts, and you don't want to drop down there, you will die. But you can collect the parts to build a electric barrier trap, but it's not a very effective barrier. It's not very useful or practical. I do not recommend wasting the time to build it. basically. And the same goes pretty much for the machine gun turret trap as well. In fact, that thing can kill you if it hits you with a friendly fire, so I don't recommend building either of those two traps. They're an interesting idea, but I think ultimately this TranZit map was an experiment that kind of failed in many ways, although it introduced some interesting new gameplay mechanics into zombies. I guess it was a glorious failure, let's put it this way. It's certainly an ambitious map, but it's not one that I would come back to very often to play, like some of the classic maps from Black Ops like Ascension, the Riese from World at War, etc., etc., that we all know and love. Okay, so once again, we've still got this zombie. He's still alive, and we're keeping him on the bus as we move through to the final location on our TranZit bus route, and that is the town area. Now, town basically is where we have Pack-a-Punch, but it is a huge drama getting Pack-a-Punch built and using it, especially playing solo. It is quite time consuming and annoying, but you also have the bank system here where you can store your points and retrieve them in future games. And you have Jug, you have a couple of perk machines here, but one thing to note about town, there are no wall weapons. You can buy a Semtex in this little room here where we'll place the turbine, and we can see if there's another bus part in there. Unfortunately, the turbine fell apart. We'd used it too many times, so we're going to have to get another one to check out what we had in that room. But that's all okay because we've still got the hatch that we're carrying around anyway. So while we've got this AK-74U, we're going to build a few points up here in town for a bit. Now check this out, guys. This is that weird blue light laser beam glitch thingy. People thought it was part of an Easter egg. Maybe they were just a bit overexcitable in thinking that. But maybe it is. Eventually we'll find out. I don't really think it is, though. I think it's just a lighting glitch. We still don't know, mind you, what the nav card reader is for in this map. We're still waiting to find that out, no doubt, in a future DLC map. I'm sure it will tie everything together for us, that and the nav card reader that we found in Dire Eyes as well. Okay, so we're going to build some points up here while we still have ammo, but once we run out of ammo, there are no wall weapons, as I said, in this map. So we're just going to get enough to get a Jug, and then we're going to move on. If we really need to, we could wait till the bus comes and then get the B-23R, but hopefully we'll manage. And town, in my opinion, is a really easy place to run zombies. You may have seen my All Guns Pack-a-Punch challenge from this survival map in town. It's actually super easy, especially if you keep the bank door shut. It's much easier to run trains around down there where the bus is parked at the moment. Now, just to explain, guys, why I've waited so long to do a high round strategy guide for this map, and why I rage quit this map. Basically, I had recorded an entire video specifically for the high round guide for this map way back in December, actually around Christmas time in 2012. And just as I was about to start editing that into a high round guide series, exactly like this one, and we get a max ammo there, which is awesome. What happened was Treyarch, in their wisdom, released a patch for this game, including a patch in zombies. And what happened at that point was, basically whenever you went into the fog in this map in TranZit, any zombies, even if they were completely unharmed, that were left in another part of the map alive, once you left the zone that they were in, they would basically die. If they tried to go into the fog, they would die and they wouldn't respawn. It would be basically the next round. So what would happen is, if you were playing solo and you were trying to move between areas, in TranZit to do stuff like, whatever it might be, turning on the power, opening up Pack-a-Punch, whatever it might be. And basically, if you were trying to keep a zombie alive to do that, the zombies would die and you would move immediately into the next round with all zombies spawning everywhere. So that was super broken and just unbelievably unplayable, especially playing solo, and just super annoying if you're playing multiplayer as well. So at that point, I tweeted to Jimmy Zielinski about it. That was basically all I can do as a player. But months and months went by, guys, and I checked and it had not been fixed, and I was pretty sure that they were going to leave that as some bizarre feature of this map in the game, or they were just going to leave it broken, which it was. It was completely broken and unplayable in that form. So basically, I canned the series I was going to do, and we get a bit of red screen action going here just to build the tension up. Remember, I don't have Jug here. Oh, yes, I do have Jug, actually. But I don't have Quick Revive, is what I meant to say. You know what I mean. It is, fraught with peril and danger and all that stuff. Actually, it's not too bad at all. But getting back to what I was saying, even though I had the video footage, I didn't want to release a series explaining a strategy if that strategy was no longer usable, because of the fact the zombies would die if you moved into a different zone in this map. So I scrapped the series, I rage quit the entire map, and if they weren't going to patch that and fix how broken it was, I was not going to do the high round series, or at least I would put it off indefinitely, because I have done high round strategy guides from 0 to 30 rounds on every single zombies map from World at War, Black Ops to Black Ops 2, with the exception at this point I still have not got around to doing the bus station map, but I will get to that at some point, don't you worry, guys. But anyway, I came back and I was getting a lot of requests from people. Where's your TranZit guide? So, and even recently, people have been asking for a TranZit guide. So, I decided to go back and check this map, and I'd not heard that it had been fixed or anything like that. But I tested it, and yes, it is back to how it was originally. It's working now. The zombies don't die if you go into the fog. So basically they will respawn if you move into a different zone instead of completely dying and the round restarting. So finally, thankfully, I can do this guide for you guys, and basically all we're doing here right now is building up points with what we have left of our ammo in this AK-74U. This is the train you can run in town. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and pretty easy. I only have 40 rounds left, that's the problem, so we're just going to group them all up here, set them on fire and stuff like that, and try and take out as many as we can with the little ammo that we have left. Hopefully the bus is kind of going to swing by and pick us up soon, and then we'll be able to move on. We still need to get another turbine, and ultimately at this point what we're trying to do is build up enough points to get the Galvanuckles and stuff like that, and hit the box maybe as well. So there you go, guys. We get a lucky insta-kill. We'll be able to thin out these couple of zombies here, and why not? We'll move on to the next round. Let's live dangerously here. I've got some pistol ammo, I've got a few grenades, and hopefully the bus will swing by shortly for us. But that is part one, guys. It is probably going to be a long series, but I will probably fast forward some sections where I'm traveling between areas on the bus where nothing much is happening. So I hope you enjoy this. Please remember to rate and comment. The next part will be coming out very soon, but for now, that's it. Slippy Jim out. Thanks for watching.
Mr. Monkey,